At school, we have our own dialect, the Eaglelander dialect, which we spoke daily at home. And this particular morning, we were at school, and up goes a window with a few screeches and a clapping of hands, and the schoolmistress, "Boys, boys, when you're in school, you speak English." So we traipsed off round past the standards room, back round towards the shelter shed, and in our own dialect, I suppose, we declared what we thought about English and our teacher.
Ah, Pūhoi. I remember it well. Great pub. Good people. I also remember my dad, when asked where he had been, responding with, "Up the Pūhoi, shooting pūkekos with a long-handed shovel." This meant, of course, it's none of your business.
Pūhoi, which means slow water in Māori, is a small settlement built on the slow-moving Pūhoi River nearly 50 kilometres north of Auckland. In the middle of the 19th century, Martin Krippner from Bohemia in Europe visited New Zealand and encouraged some of his compatriots to make the voyage here. In 1863, spurred on by the prospect of a better life in a new land, 83 pioneers from the German-speaking district of Stab in Bohemia arrived in Pūhoi. Stab was located about 100 kilometres southwest of Prague in what is now the Czech Republic. Their journey was difficult and uncomfortable. After travelling 1,600 kilometres to a European port, they then endured a 106-day journey by sailing ship to Auckland, where they apparently found a poor collection of shanties. There they transferred to a boat for the sea voyage to the Pūhoi River mouth. At this point they were ferried by local Māori in canoes to the site of the proposed settlement. They arrived in midwinter to a damp bush-clad valley in the middle of nowhere. Pioneer women apparently wept with despair at the sight of their new home. Once at Pūhoi, the settlers faced extreme hardship. They had to live on the shoots of Nico palms and gifts of food from local Māori. Their settlement was accessible only by river, and then only for a few hours each day. Either side of high tide, the sea flooded up the estuary and turned the mudflats into a navigable waterway. Once the dense bush was cut back and farms established, life improved a little for the settlers. However, their isolation remained, with the river being the main link to the outside world. Cut timber, especially Cody shingles, was shipped to Auckland along with farm produce, all carried by flat-bottom boats which plied the Pūhoi River. The isolation of this pioneer settlement is believed to have led to the Kiwi phrase, "up the boohai." Boohai is a corruption of Pūhoi, and up the boohai means to be in the back of beyond. Perhaps because of their isolation, the traditions of the settlers' Bohemian homeland have been preserved to a greater degree than in other German communities in New Zealand. Some dialect words from home are still heard, and Bohemian folk tunes are played at social gatherings. They are usually performed by a small band playing violin, accordion, and the doodle sack, which is a Bohemian version of the bagpipes. Other cultural traditions continue today in a series of festive occasions that draw many visitors to the town. During the First World War, when paranoia about Germans swept the country, some New Zealanders wanted all inhabitants of Pūhoi imprisoned. However, this did not eventuate, and the town raised money for the war, and many Pūhoi men volunteered to fight overseas. Today, the Pūhoi Valley Cheese Company, founded in 1983, is a major business in the town and employs about 100 people. The Pūhoi pub is well known for its diverse clientele and quirky decor, and is popular with tourists and weekend motorcyclists.
Gesundheit, meine Gesundheit, deine Gesundheit, Gesundheit trinken wir. Schöne Schätzele wollen wir finden, weit mehr Hype.